is he? Who is he? Who is he? Who is he? Get it. Go.
Rouse.
We going. We get it. Yeah. Turn it up.
I'm here with ShowTime Speak on ShowTime Speak. And I'm with my dog, R.E.D. I'm him, but they're like, who is he?
Yeah.
I said, R.E.D. R.E.D.S. Relentless effort. Define success. I'm not a rapper, so my bar slight weak. But I'm not, because I be grinding 7 days a week. Never been a slouch. Never been elite. Never been hot.
Nah, you got that joint.
What's the matter with you? There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
Talk to him, ShowTime. Talk to him.
See, last week I forgot what episode it is, but I know it's episode 9.
Okay.
You feel me? What's up, Kenny?
What up, my boy? How you feeling? We back again. Another day.
Another day.
The sun's shining.
The sun is definitely shining.
How you feeling?
It's so up in the air with how I'm feeling, man. Especially after that intro, man. Boy, just, man, life is tough, man.
It is.
You know, like, just dealing with all the uncertainty.
Yep.
You know, dealing with, it's just hard, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, life it's always so unpredictable.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It just, certain things come, certain things go, and you got to remain humble. You got to remain true to you. And, you know, the truth is, you know, going through free agency is not easy.
Nope.
You know, going through this process of constantly and repetitively looking at your phone.
Yep.
And hoping it's going to ring.
Mm-hmm.
And it don't matter how much you prepare yourself for that moment. When the moment comes, it's just all the emotion just overloads you.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? And, you know, I feel like I'm in that space right now where, you know, I'm overloaded with emotion.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out where I'm trying to go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also still in my head, I'm a ball player.
Yep.
So I'm still chasing that dream. I'm still trying to get to that space. But when the phone ain't ringing, you start to lose a little hope.
Mm-hmm.
You start to doubt yourself. You start to, it's like that. It's like my speech that I give to the kids when I talk about the process of life.
Yep.
You know, I talk about one of the steps being you start doubting yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you go through the reality check. You go through certain things that make you human.
Mm-hmm.
I was on the phone with my brother last night.
Yeah.
And we talked about confidence.
Yeah.
And we talked about comfortability.
Mm-hmm.
And how both of those words, they're different.
Mm-hmm.
And he saw me. He was like, "Man, like, yo, you seem like you a confident person, she.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, bro, I'm not always confident, bro. And how somebody views you and how somebody sees you, it's just like, it's my big bro. He like, shit, I see you as being like, you confident. I looked and I was like on the phone with him. I'm like, bro, like, I'm going through a time right now where I start doubting myself.
Mm.
I start doubting myself because the phone ain't ringing.
Right.
Like I thought it would be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think you're going to go through things in your life where you feel like this is supposed to happen.
Yep.
Because I deserve that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know, one of the biggest things is God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers.
I love that.
And when I go through things, I always revert it back to like, I'm supposed to be going through this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm supposed to be experiencing what I'm experiencing because I'm one of his toughest soldiers.
You are.
And I gotta replicate, and I gotta give that energy out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard, man. But like, you know, I'm definitely in a time of happiness, but doubt, but fear, but all these mixed emotions because my future is uncertain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the agent isn't calling, or the team isn't calling, or blah, blah, blah. Free agency can be tough. And I know it's a lot of y'all going out, you know, going through this same thing, NFL-wise, CFL-wise, UFL-wise, all types of stuff. It's a lot of kids, it's a lot of athletes out there that's looking for the formula to get through.
Yeah.
You're looking for a space to understand, like, am I the only one?
Yeah.
And I think I got a sense of comfort when I was talking to one of my old teammates yesterday, and he started talking about his experience with free agency.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me feel so good because I heard that he was going through something similar that I went through.
Yep.
So it made me feel a lot better. You know what I'm saying? Not that I knew he was going through it, but also understanding that I'm not alone with how I'm feeling.
Yep.
But, that's just kind of like where I'm at right now and what I'm feeling. How you doing, bro?
I'm good. But just to piggyback off that, bro, it's crazy because you would think that this year 9?
10.
This is crazy. Year 10?
Yeah.
You would think that year 10 for everything you've been through, right? We talked about this in previous episodes that, there's always a lesson that you learn throughout your processes. You would think that, like, since you've been through this before, multiple times.
Yeah.
Not 1, not 2,
Yeah.
not 3. You're talking about 5+ times.
Yeah.
Maybe, 5+ times.
Yeah.
That you would get used to this
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
But in reality, like you told me yesterday, because I'm telling you, like, bro, you've been through this before. You know how it's going to be.
Yeah.
But again, it reminds you that you're still human.
Yeah.
And you still have feelings.
No, for
Just
real.
because, you've been through a certain situation before doesn't mean you can't feel that way.
No, yeah.
And that brings it back to Emily. You know what I mean? It's okay to feel doubt. It's okay to feel that, you're that uncertainty.
Yeah.
But as long as you know who you are at the end of the day, I think you all gonna be okay, bro.
No,
And you
for
keep
real. No, I
surrounding
appreciate
yourself
that, bro.
around good energy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm here for you.
Nah, I think I wrote it.
Yeah.
I wrote it in my notes, man, and it's just like it's those moments where when it gets silent.
Mm-hmm.
And they say silence is the playground of the devil.
Mm.
And that's a place where you make up your own truth.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I think what I've gotten better with this is when I'm feeling a certain kind of way, I don't just sit in it no more.
Yeah.
So prime example of this week, it was, a lot of stuff going on. I've been paying a lot more attention to, building a pod and doing this and building a business and giving my energy towards something else.
Mm-hmm.
But when that time has come, it's like, dang. We talked about last week with T. Smith being on. He be like, yeah, you saying you good now, but when that time come, like you start to feel it. And it's just like, I feel like yesterday it hit me hard.
Mm-hmm.
And you start going through those feelings of, am I not good enough?
Yeah.
Am I not worth what the market says I'm worth?
Mm-hmm.
And I can be, you start making, that's what I said. When you sitting in silence, you start making up your own truth. And like for me right now, it's just like, you start thinking about walking away from the game.
Mm.
You start like feeling undervalued, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But the things that you've been working on, it's like, this is what my future is.
No, 100%.
And Matt just looked at me and said it to me before we started, and it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that same feeling I get when I'm touching that rock and when I'm being so passionate out there, I feel the same thing when I get in front of this mic.
I love that, bro. I love that.
So for instance, I got a call from Maxwell. That's my guy. I've been partnering up with him and going to go do speeches and stuff like that. And yesterday, I went to go speak at Thomas Edison High School.
Mm-hmm.
A team that we used to play back when I was in high school. We used to beat up on them. But I went to the school, right? And I pull up. First and foremost, before I woke up, my stomach all in knots. I'm stressed out. I'm thinking about my future. I'm thinking about, what's next for me and this and that and all types of stuff. It's a lot of uncertainty. And it could be true, false, fake, whatever. I don't know. I don't have all the information right now.
Yeah.
I'm making up my own truth.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to go, right before I got to go speak, I just expressed to him like, damn, I'm not really feeling it this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm about to go speak. I'm about to go give my energy away.
Yep.
And I'm like, Max, like, I don't. And he said to me on the phone, he said, listen, like you said to me all the time, like, you've been here before. you've experienced these, experience, and, have faith. And, like he said, but I need that energy from you this morning. And these boys need that energy from you. I pulled up to the school and I was like, you know what? I sat in the car for a second. And I was like, let's go.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's not about me.
It's not. I was just about to say that.
And I got in there and I let them boys have it. And it was about like 12 young men in there. And it's so crazy just walking through the school, got to go through the metal detector, got to go through this, just seeing how the school looks and how it feels when you walk in there. It made me feel like I was back at Roxborough again a little bit.
Right.
So it brought me back to my reality, like, dang, this is why you're doing what you're doing.
Come on now.
And was able to give that kind of speech and give that energy. And, I'm proud of it, man. It brought me back, bro. As soon as I left there, man, I went and got an energy drink. I went and did my workout, got a nice leg lift in with Doc. And, bro, my spirits was back.
Yeah.
And my spirits was back because I went and did something that makes me me.
Yeah. Because you're more than just a football player.
I'm more than just that. And I've always known that about myself, but, just having that energy to be able to get back to it when I'm like, I think the biggest advice I can give is when you're going through those stages of depression, doubt, anxiety, don't sit in it. Don't sit in silence. Don't sit in that devil's playground. Don't sit in your thoughts where you make up your own truth, because you will make up your own truth.
Facts.
And that's not a safe place to be sometimes, because that's where bad things can happen or bad thoughts can happen. Get up and go to the gym. Get up and go spend time with family. Get up and go do something that you really love doing, whether it's hiking, whether it's, whatever. Whatever you can think of that makes you get in the right state of mind, I think you need to do that, because we're living in a world where, people are taking their own lives.
Yep.
People are very, very, very depressed. We're like 2-3 years removed from COVID. We're all still trying to learn to communicate with each other a lot. But yeah, man, it feels good to be talking about it though, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
You feel me?
And just always, again, you gotta, and I find myself, again, you're not alone.
Yeah.
I find myself doing that too, bro. But then even yesterday, I got this dad coming up to me at a session, coming all the way from Jersey. And, sometimes I'll be having long days and like, dang, like, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
And then, right before the session, dad, like, yeah, man, like, Lake, he's I don't gotta push him to come here. He's always asking, yo, when's the next time I'm coming here? When's the next time I'm going to K-Reds? I want to go to K-Reds. So, like, hearing stuff like that reminds me I'm more than just a trainer, too. It's just that energy you bring out there, bro. Like, these kids need us. These people need us. And the more we realize that it's bigger than you, I think our purpose is just going to be better, bro.
Yeah.
So
it's hard, though.
It is hard. It is hard, bro.
Like,
it is.
In the speech that I gave, I talk about the whole process of life. And in the end, it talks about you got to repeat that process all over again. And like that energy that we do bring, people expect that from us.
Every time, bro.
And that's hard.
It is.
Yo, I found myself the other day, like, bro, I didn't even want to talk.
Yeah.
I'm drained. Like I'm on the phone, I'm doing this. I'm just like, you know what? Like, I don't want to talk.
Yeah.
And one of my friends, they lost their dad. And I was contemplating if I was going to go and support.
Yeah.
And I had a choice to make. Do I sit in my own stuff? Do I sit in my own like place? Or do I go support somebody who really needs that support? They need your energy just for you to be around, even if you're not talking.
Right.
And I made the hard choice to go.
Yeah.
And I was there for them, and even that is, that's a choice that you got to make when you're in that position of feeling doubt, feeling fear, tears, crying, whatever you got going on, is not sitting in it and go do something about it.
Yeah.
And I think that before we even get into it, I want you to introduce the new segment that we're gonna be introducing.
Yeah, let's switch the energy real quick. First and foremost, let's shout out my mom, Kim Williams, because she's been telling me to do this.
Yes, ma'am.
This is going to be called Reds Camp Spotlight.
Yep.
So Reds Camp Spotlight, we're going to spotlight a lot of the youth athletes, youth as in middle school, elementary, middle school, high school, college, and even some pro guys too. You guys know I train a lot of athletes, and we're just going to give them a platform to just spotlight them, tell them, give them advice, and just let them just take the floor and tell them about our problems and them tell us about their problems and just give them a whole spotlight of everything, bro. So,
I like that, man. I definitely, got the name of it from, one of my homies, one of my friends. And I think that, it's a great thing to introduce and have for our youth, for our kids, for our pro athletes, a place where we can go and kind of like talk and speak. And, we want to start this thing off with the man himself. Who is he? Nydair Rouse. When it comes to this dude, man, he doesn't even really need an introduction, man.
No, he doesn't.
He is Relentless Rouse himself, Nydair Rouse.
Big cleaner.
Big cleaner, man.
Yes, sir.
What's good,
you.
man? Introducing you to the show, man. What's good? How you feeling? What's going on?
Feeling great, man. Here about my guys. Feel great to be here.
Nah, yeah, bro. Man. Like,
Yeah.
tell us, man, what's going on? Like, what school you went to? What team you with now? I know big pro athlete right now. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Started off at Newman Goretti, as most know. Ended up transferring to Gratz my sophomore year.
Yeah.
Graduated of Westchester, going to Rams, and now I'm currently with the UFL with the DC Defenders. Again.
Yeah. And you hold on. And you spent some time up there in the CFL too.
Yeah.
Give us
Yeah.
the CFL some love
I was in
too.
CFL,
Yeah.
BC Lions and
Yeah.
Green Bay. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So had a couple stints.
I remember coming to see you when I was in Winnipeg, and watching you play when you was with Green Bay in our stadium, in
that's
Canada.
crazy.
That was crazy, man. That
remember
was a great feeling just to see you out there on my home field during the time. It was truly special to see you out there, bro. That was love.
Yeah.
Crazy. I remember that.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. And I just want to say, first and foremost, man, again, I've been there with me from the gate for like 6 years now.
Yeah.
Probably like 6 years now, man. Yeah. And first and foremost, bro, I just want to say I'm proud of you. I mean, a lot of guys in your position would have been stopping. We talk about this all the time, bro. You still here. You still in it, bro. And just seeing the growth, bro, seeing you at your low, and I'm gonna just bring this up. Even the one time you coming to me, like telling me, like, bro, I think I'm done with this thing, man. And you going through that time, and then seeing you rise back up, and getting the opportunity to play in the XFL and not stopping. It's crazy, bro, that you still here and you still got that same mindset, same grind, same mentality, bro. And I'm just want to say I'm proud of you, bro. Seriously,
that,
bro. Seriously.
Appreciate that for sure.
Nah, I definitely want to piggyback off that. I'm proud, man. Every chance I get, I always try to tell you how proud I am of you, man. I remember, coming up Westchester and being around there and being around you in that environment, being around you in that environment, it's just like, and being able to talk to you, being able to encourage you in those moments, and to see where you are now.
Yeah.
To see how much you've grown as not only as a football player, but as a man. I am truly, truly proud of you, bro. You, like, I know I'm the one that's giving out a lot of motivation and stuff like that, but you motivate me, bro.
Seriously.
I remember, Kenny telling me about the story of you going through what you've been going through and you saying that I think I'm done with this.
Right.
And I've been in that place so many times, bro. And I've been cut and I've been down out on my ass, feeling like nobody don't care, feeling like my career is over,
Right.
and having to resurrect it and bring it back to life. I mean, you've done that.
Yeah.
And for you to get this new opportunity, man, like, talk about that, man. Talk about, how you've overcome some of the things that you've overcome to get to where you are now.
Yeah, obviously it's a lot, like, endurance, throughout life. Like, obviously I wouldn't be nothing without God.
Yeah.
And my Lord and Savior without getting me through these processes. But, it's just having endurance, It was
with the UFL, I remember I was working, I forgot what job I was doing. It was something dropping off specimens. And I was trying to get in the USFL. I was talking to the coach from the USFL. I won't say his name, but he's a great guy, great coach, was my coach prior. And I thought I was going to get picked up in the USFL, but I didn't get picked up. A couple guys waited. I stayed up night. My name didn't get called in the USFL. But at that moment, I was just like, all right, what's next? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could have sat there and pouted and cried, but I didn't. Next thing I know, the XFL was a thing coming out.
Yeah.
And you had to pay like $20 for a workout.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I hit a couple people up like, what y'all think I should do? It was like, what you mean? What you think you should do? Like, I was kind of down a little bit on money. Like, obviously I ain't tell nobody, but I'm like, should I do it? It was like, bro, it's $200 for your dream. Like, spend that $200, pay that $200. Went to the like workout, the showcase out in Maryland or whatever. Feel like I performed well. I think I had like the fastest 40 there or whatever.
Come on now.
And I didn't, the draft happened and everything, the process was long. I didn't get no call though, you know what I mean? So I was just like, dang, I'm training with Kenny. I'm grinding every day, still getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning or whatever. And doing everything I can do to just be prepared. Didn't get no call. NFL Alumni Academy opportunity came up. So basically you wouldn't get paid. You had to be down there for like 5 weeks, do a training camp type of thing. Yeah. And it would guarantee you an opportunity in the XFL. Obviously, they had some things going with the contracts or whatever was going to go. So basically, I got an opportunity. I was like an undrafted to the XFL. And throughout the whole process, obviously, I made the team or whatever. Yeah. Got there on the team. At the end of the season, they let me know, like, yo, you were just a camp body, you know what I mean? But you came and you was like shocking a lot of guys over the draft pick. So I ended up getting there. I wasn't even going to be active the first week, but balled out every day at practice, you know what I mean? Ended up being active the first week and became a key contributor in the defense. And, you know what I mean? So we back for a second stint. To really turn it up, though.
That's heavy.
It's really crazy when you talk about it because me and Kenny came down to see you play in DC. And the game was popping.
That joint was popping.
They out there throwing lemons.
That joint was
and
crazy.
The energy and the vibe was like a real pro athlete game. And, you know, like people don't really understand that like having all these different leagues has helped out so many people and given so many people, a lot of young men hope like you that I can still fight for my dream. It's not going to get me millions of dollars, but it's going to give me an opportunity to get to a step towards where I'm trying to go. And it's a platform for you to really showcase your talent. Like, bro, like the CFL is the same thing. You know, you get an opportunity and you make the most of it. A lot of us not going to make it in the NFL. You know, I bounced around for 5 years trying to find my niche on practice squads and this and that. And even in that, a lot of people don't make it to that. Don't even, and we talked about championships last week. A lot of people don't win championships, let alone been in 5 NFL camps. You feel me? Or done some of the things that you've done so far. It's just like, yo, that's a major accomplishment, man. Like, and these are stories and things that we're going to be able to tell our kids.
Facts.
You feel me? Like,
and it's still the highest level.
It is.
The highest level, bro.
Just to see all these people getting that opportunity, man, it's truly a blessing, man. And but you talked about you ran a 40. Come on, man. Talk about this speed, man. Talk about your athleticism and talk about what you do, man. Like, come on, boast yourself up. We want to hear it.
Yeah, like, so I guess my whole life I kind of been an athlete.
Come on.
Everybody know, like, I tried to play Pop Warner, but I got shut down. A lot of teams didn't want me to be on a team, but like I always say, like, haters kind of let you know what you're good at. So I remember growing up and like playing in the neighborhood and playing against the guys that was playing in Pop Warner, and I would be cooking up on them. And they'd be like, bro, he not that good. Same thing in high school. He not that good. All he do is jump high and run fast. So I'm like, so they basically tell me all I do is run high, jump fast. So I'm gonna make sure I continue to run high. Jump high and run fast no matter what, but try to add some tools to the box. Try to become a technician, try to become a better catcher. So then when I got to high school, my track coach used to be like, yo, come out and run track. I'm like, I ain't really running no track. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was BSing. I wanted to be done at the football season and basketball season. I had that spring to just chill. And I tried to run my sophomore year, and I ran in a 200. And I lost to a guy. He was like 6'5" with a Del Valle. Ran a 200. I think I ran like a 23 or something like that. And this man beat me. And right then, it drove, like the fire kicked in me. The competitiveness kicked in me my sophomore year. And I was like, yo, I just lost something that I feel like I should have won. After that, that's when I started running track, going into my junior year, and I just was like, just dominating. Like, that's when I really knew I was fast. I quit basketball.
I think right now I still hold like the 200 record for the city.
That's tough.
So like I just always had speed my whole entire life. So I used to be racing bikes when I was younger, running in the neighborhood, like you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
4'3" guy. So
No, yeah, that's tough, yo.
Yeah, that's heavy. So look, coming from you from North, right?
Mhm.
North,
Talk crazy.
Yeah. You from North, man, and I know, I'm from the burbs, so like I know y'all was brought up a little different. Do you think you being brought up how you was brought up has an impact on your mentality now? Like, as in, like, through all the trials and tribulations you've been through, is that why you never stop?
Yeah, I believe so. Obviously, also having a good example within my mom, you know what I mean? Growing up in the project, because I was born in the Hill Creek Projects, which is like on Rod Summit Adams Ave. I lived there for about 10 years. And then I moved to around like Kensington, you know what I mean? You know what people say about Kensington. So I lived around there for a good amount of time. And just like obviously seeing the things that I seen, and also it really was the in-house thing, seeing my mom work nonstop. You know what I mean? I didn't have no athletes to look up to, but I always see my mom just working nonstop. So it kind of really had my mentality. Like if my mom's sitting here, I remember sitting in Section 8 with my mom and like having her cry, like just me and her sitting there and just not knowing it, but just like being like, why is she crying? You know what I mean? Like, and her not being able to come to my games or be able to come to like school activities because she had to work or whatever, and me catching the bus late. You know what I mean? That kind of used to sit with me, and I wanted my mom to be able to see me at least on TV or something. You know what I mean? So like, it definitely drove me, and like it used to do. It still do something to me to this day.
For real.
You know what I mean? Because we obviously still go through things, but like it definitely, I looked at the next man over and was like, yo, like I got to put food on the table. You know what I mean, or whatever. So it definitely drove me to. It's deep, man.
It's deep.
It's deep.
For
Yeah,
sure.
it's deep.
That's I could definitely relate to that, man. I remember like one time as a kid, we was going through a lot of stuff that we were going through, single parent crib, and my pop wasn't there. And I remember this one time, like, my mom was like crying this one time. And as a kid, you want to be able to do something about it. You want to be able to like save your mom. Like as a young kid growing up in the projects, like, yo, you got this energy about you that like, I'll do anything to protect my mom. Ain't nobody ever gonna come between you because you're the man of the house. Like you become that type of defense. You know what I'm saying? You are like, when you step outside those four walls, you defending this space right here.
Right.
And that was the responsibility that we had to grow up with. Talk about that responsibility, bro. How'd that make you feel, growing up and seeing that, and what did you do to help get through?
Yeah, really, I was a problem child growing up. Obviously, not having my dad around my whole entire life, which, I mean, my dad is currently in my life now.
Yeah.
But not knowing my dad my entire life, not seeing male figures, I'm seeing a lot of dudes fight, you know what I mean, pull out guns and shoot, you know what I mean? So it was the emotional standpoint. And I grew up around a ton of women my whole entire life. So I kind of was very emotional. Yeah. And it wasn't like crying emotions. It was like anger emotions, you know what I mean? That's the way that I portrayed it. So like, I kind of, like you said, like, your question was like, how did I like feel like what I had to do to protect? Like I had 4 sisters also growing up. So I kind of always definitely felt like I was the man in the house. Yeah. Anytime somebody would say anything about my mom, anytime I felt like it was a threat, my reaction was initially to be aggressive. You know what I mean? As time goes on now, I'm kind of learning that's not the way to go, to like de-escalate. Because I've seen the outcomes of these situations of fighting, you know what I mean? I done seen people get killed from trying to protect their parent or protect their partner, which is a woman, like, you know what I mean? And situations escalate when we as men, you know what I mean, have to be able to be the people to de-escalate situations. So I'm kind of learning obviously not to act irrational and snap out in situations, but that's really how I used to be all the time. I was always I was the problem child all the time. I was always on punishment. Yeah. I was always in something like, you know what I mean, fights, anything. But fortunately, I wasn't. The things that I did didn't let me die or see a jail cell. But it was definitely like I was always in these situations, like being aggressive.
At what point did that change for you? At what point did you look yourself in the mirror and be like, all right, I'm either going to go this way. If I continue doing what I'm doing, hanging around the people I'm hanging around, I'm going to go this way. Or if I'm trying to really make my dream come true, I got to go that way. Like, at what point did you decide, like, I'm not doing that anymore?
Really, I would say it's kind of hard. Maybe I would say maybe going into my junior year of high school, I was hanging around a couple guys and really bringing it around in my neighborhood. I would hang down Pentown Projects a significant amount, at 7th and Green, and I would hang around my cousins, you know what I mean? And obviously, you know what's going on down there. But they would make fun of me all the time, being like Tess Larry was the thing.
Yeah,
You're not popping up on Ted. Nobody know who you is. Obviously, the who is he. Nobody know who you is. Like,
turn me up.
You JV. You know what I'm saying? And it really took a thing out of me. Like, and I'm sitting down there, I caught myself always arguing with them, like being there. And I'm like, you know what? This energy that I got here, I need to leave this environment and go put it on the field. So I really, that's when the 4 a.m. started. I started going to the field at 4 o'clock in the morning every day. And Scott Irvin, you may have knew Scott Irvin is. I think he was a walk-on at Kutztown Center. He was a fat guy, you know what I mean? His dad was trying to make him lose weight. We played for Gratz. He was from Uptown. I lived in that area at the time. And he would go to the field at 4 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, why you going to the field at 4 o'clock tomorrow? That's the only time I got. My dad was a cop, obviously, got me getting up trying to lose weight. I said, I'm going to come there one day. I went there one day, and I would go with him like every day. He was like, bro, I don't go every day. I'm like, why not? Like, he was like, I just don't go every day. So, you know, I was like, I was going to the field every day. I would walk probably 3 miles, you know what I mean? And then hit the field every day at 4 o'clock in the morning and try to perfect my craft. I started having my quarterback come out. He'd throw the ball to me. We'd do routes the whole field or whatever. And once that change happened, like, you know what I mean? I started getting better on the field. And that's when I was like, you know what? I'm sticking at this. And I kind of got to remove myself from this certain environments. But it's kind of hard because this is I'm here. This is my environment. Most of my teammates is in this situation. I'm trying to say my teammates no, we can win a championship. We can do this or whatever, trying to drag everybody along. But obviously this is my family. This is my cousins. I got cousins in the streets. I got aunts, uncles in the streets, stuff like that. So it's kind of hard to escape. So the only way I was able to escape it was being on the field all day, every single day. Like that no days off and overworking your body was really a thing. Like it was crazy. Keita was my DB coach, used to be like, I ain't letting you do this workout here today. Like, he asked me, how many workouts you did today? I'm like, this is probably my 6th workout. He be like, you ain't getting hurt on my watch. Like, I ain't letting you do this workout. Like, and you can ask him that. And I'm just like, it's cool. I just need to, you know what I mean? But I was trying to escape from that reality because I know if I be around it, I probably will fall victim to it just because of you young, the influence, favorite cousins, favorite uncles. Like, you know what I mean?
Man, you turning me up right now.
I got the chills.
Because so much of me, you know, I see in you, you know what I'm saying? Bro, we can relate in so many different ways, man. It's just bro, it's like hearing you talk about it. It's the same thing I had to do too. Right. The same escape, the same, you made a choice. Right. That I want my life to be different. And I talked about this on Ryan Minion's podcast. I talked about that pain of wanting to bring everybody with me. And I talked about football saved my life. And when I say football saved my life, I'm not playing. Right. Yeah. And to hear somebody else say it, bro, every kid out there understanding, I don't care what hood you grew up in, I don't care where you from, how you got there, what your situation is, your mom, your dad, your family, whatever, you have a choice to make. And the choice that you make will change your life. So put that energy into something. You looking at 2 people who lived in the hood, then been in it, then heard gunshots, then seen people get killed, then seen people get knocked out, then seen all these different things, and we still here. So there is no excuse to why you can't make it or find a way to make it. You have it in you. You just need to figure it out. Figure that part out to say, all right, let me take this passion. Let me take this energy. Let me take all this hurt. Let me take them crying, them tears. I'm watching my mom cry. We in the WIC office every single month. We on fucking Section 8. I got to find a way to get this done. Right. Because I'm not going to watch that woman cry every single day. I'm not going to do it. And it is up to you. Whether you want to believe it or not, your responsibility is what it is. I took that responsibility. Nah, you took that responsibility, bro. Even you, Ken, you took that responsibility too. Don't matter if you grow up in the hood or you grow up in the county. I feel like we all got a responsibility that, I got to make this choice. Right. I want my life to be different. I want the people around me to be different. And at this point, I'm going to lead this thing. Right. It's us. 100%. We got that responsibility, bro. And I feel like as kids, we need to understand that sometimes we're in position to lead our parents, to lead our family, to lead in a way where it's just I didn't even know I had that responsibility. But when your belief system is God and your belief system is I get all my energy and everything that I get from Christ, bro, you've been given this gift for a specific reason, bro.
100%.
Like, got me turned up for a
I'm
minute.
turned up too.
You feel me?
I'm turned
Like,
up too. I felt that.
like, I just want you to keep talking because you bringing that energy out of me, bro, because I know what you've been through a little bit. You feel me?
Yeah, 100%.
And that's what's going on right now, bro.
Like,
Yeah.
You talking to y'all talk.
Like,
We talking to him.
we really is,
Yeah.
man. And like, that's what this thing is about, bro. It's really like this new segment that we introducing,
Mm-hmm.
getting people on here, getting athletes talking and talking about, we want kids to come on here and talk about what they going through.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
100%.
And you leading the way, bro. Like, you leading the way more than you think you are, bro. And that's the thing I got to remind myself, bro. We leading the pack.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, you leading me, bro.
Yeah.
Like, just watching you work, bro. You all, like you said, bro, you started off working out 6 days and 4 a.m.s, bro. You still doing the same thing.
The
bro.
same thing, and don't have to.
I know I'm trying to turn down, but it's
Talk
way
about, I want you to talk about your transition from being a college athlete to being a pro and what you had to adjust to be a better pro.
Okay. Well, like in college, I feel like it's obviously all these things, even though it's college, all these things start when you're young. Like, you're a star, you may be a star your whole entire life. You know what I mean? That's just the way the cookie crumbles. Like, I've always been a guy that's been like the back of the bus, you know what I mean? So when I'm in the front, obviously, like what Meek say, I'm used to being second to last, so I'm never front, you know what I mean? So the thing is, I'm used to always being in the back. Most of my attributes is grind and grit. Like, if anything we got to do with condition or special teams or something like that, that's my attributes. So that's what I kind of like exposed that when I was at Westchester. You know what I mean? At Westchester, I was behind a guy, Brandon Pepper. They had me behind Shaq, and I was like, Shaq was obviously the better corner.
Yeah.
And I had to figure out, like, how can I get on the field? And it was really special teams, grinding hard. And the same thing with, like, just obviously being able to put that time in and put that work in. The transition from college to being a pro was, like y'all guys say, y'all always tell me, yo, you need to recover your body. So you always working. Obviously, you work harder than anybody you know. Like, I always tell them I'm always in shape because I'm always grinding. I'm 7 days a week. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm not to cut you off. I don't think you ever out of shape, bro.
Yeah.
I'm dead ass, bro. For these last 6-7 years, I don't think you was ever out of shape, bro.
real life.
It's crazy.
Ever out of shape. But go ahead.
But yeah, so like the thing is, like, what I had to learn was that's what got me to college was always grinding 7 days a week. And that's what got me to be good in college was grinding 7 days a week. But when I became a pro, my body used to kind of break down. So when I'm competing in training camp, even though like I'm competing and I'm looking good, my body and the inside, I'm like, yo, I'm hurting, bro. Like, and I'm like, how you feel? I'm asking my teammates, how you feeling? I'm like, I'm cool. Like, because they actually was doing recovery, having that rest. And that's the part of that 7 day grind. So now obviously we go to Lifetime and stuff like that. One of the days I'm grinding every day. I may do 3 workouts. I know I got 3 today. I got one coming up. I got a workout after that. Then I got one tonight with you. And then after I hit that, I'm gonna go to Lifetime, do some recovery and stuff like that. So that's the biggest thing in knowing that even though I'm working out 7 days a week or whatever, like I gotta know that I can't put my body through so much. All I'm gonna put my body through, I gotta also be able to like comfort my body. And also the mental aspect of understanding that like can't take it personal. Like the pros, like it's a lot of politics that go into it. You know what I mean? It's a lot of politics that go into it. And I hear a lot of guys talk about like the politics of why they didn't make this team or didn't make this team. But a lot of times I don't point the finger. Like I know politics is gonna come to play. I know what I signed up for. And it hurts, it sucks. But then I looked at myself, like I looked within myself, like, you know what? When I was at Green Bay, I got cut. I feel like I was one of the most talented players on the team. But I did not perform how I thought I was supposed to perform. It's not the coach's fault. I made it easy for the coaches. You know what I mean? And obviously I didn't got the opportunity to play special teams as much as I wanted to because that's my attribute. That's where it's at. I didn't play nickel as much as I wanted to, and I was performing well out there, whatever, and the politics started coming into play. But when the plays was supposed to be made, I didn't make them plays. So understanding when being a pro, like sometimes don't point the finger at everybody else. Blame yourself. So I take a lot of that blame for myself and I go back to the drawing board and I try to be better. You know what I mean? And each year I actually have gotten better each year as becoming a pro, whether it's CFL, I got better each year, each week, every day. So that transition, It's
Bro,
crazy.
bro, I love what
That's
you
that
just
cleaner mindset.
cleaner mindset, but I love what you said about look at yourself in the mirror sometimes. Because there's so many times
Yeah.
that we,
Yeah.
as players,
Yes.
as
Men,
parents,
women,
whatever,
parents, yeah.
we try to blame the coaches
Yes.
sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And oftentimes we need to look like, dang, when I don't care if it's 2 plays, 3 plays, you in for a whole quarter, whatever.
Yeah.
If you could have made a play one
Yes.
time,
Yes.
dang,
Yeah.
you should have made that play.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
And it's funny
Yeah.
that you say that
Right.
because my biggest advice I give to pros and college athletes.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it for you.
Go ahead.
A play a day, you gonna stay. You make a play a day, you gonna stay.
No lie though. That's the truth.
If you make do the math.
Yeah.
If you make 1 play a day, you going like you literally going like, bro. And that's not lying, bro. I've showed up to Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I've showed up to Carolina.
Yeah.
I've showed up to Eagles. I've showed up to San Diego.
Yeah.
Cleveland, and every day I got a chance to make a play. Oh my God, bro. I can't, bro. In practice,
yeah.
And that's a big
Showtime sheet was out.
Yeah.
Right. And can we talk about that too? How
Like,
practice is
Practice is a big thing, bro. Like people need to understand how big. I treat practice like games.
you have to.
Sure.
Because you never know when your next opportunity is going to come.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like first day of practice. I get there, Jacksonville. First day, I'm running up the sideline on Divine House, one hand. They like, who is he?
Yeah.
Really, that's
Like, no, for real.
Yeah.
And once you give them that wow, it's like, let me keep looking at that kid. Let me keep looking at that kid. Let me keep looking at him. Because that play you keep making, bro, it allows people to keep looking at you.
Be so
and
good
be
you can't
seen.
ignore you.
They can't ignore you, bro.
Can't.
You got so much energy, you got so much passion, you got all, bro. And when you let it out, man, that's when you become the player that you want to be, man. Like that's tough, man. Talk about practice. Talk about, how is practice in the USFL? How is it in the XFL? Talk about, your experience with that and the crowd, the energy. I seen you make a lot of tackles, man. Talk about that feeling and walking in that stadium, and talk about this year, what you're going to be doing this year and what to expect.
Yeah, so our practice, man, our D coordinator, I don't know if you're not familiar with him, is Greg Williams.
Yep, I know him.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Crazy
I
dude,
love him to
yeah.
death,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
He crazy because he is the epitome of what I want to be as a player. Like he that's how he coaches. Like, you know what I mean? To my favor, the grit, the grind, and whatever. So practice is crazy. You know what I mean? Go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we call it Warrior Wednesday because that's when your body is hurting. You're like,
yeah.
Thursday, it's Takeaway Thursday, and then Friday is Fast Friday because we be having games on Sundays or whatever. So Fast Friday, you know what I mean? Everything you're doing is fast. So with me at practice, like you said, it was a game, and I had to learn how to like control, like because I used to wear the catapult. They tell me like, yo, you hit 21 miles at practice today, and I'm like, all right, cool. And I'm running all these feet and these yards, you know what I mean? So obviously that's taking a toll on my body. And like I said, I'm coming from the alumni academy, so I had a training camp. Did a training camp fighting for my life, and then I'm at practice doing the same thing. So like, just understand, even though I'm doing a recovery, just practice, like you said, is so fast as a pro. It don't be long.
No, but it's fast.
But it's fast. It's so fast. So like, our practice was very intense. We had a bunch of dogs on our team, like bunch of ballers on our team, like, you know what I mean? So it was always competitive there. And then the games, man, like come game day, we just like, oh yeah, this time to have fun.
Nah, for real.
And then walking in DC that first time, like I was like,
crazy,
you know
bro.
what I mean? We went against Josh Gordon, you know what I mean? I used to watch Josh Gordon on TV. It was the energy in DC is like
Crazy.
Somewhere I've never been before. You know what I mean? In Lambeau, obviously you got 70,000 fans at Lambeau. At DC, you got 30,000 fans. And they just rowdied the whole game. Like the whole game. Y'all came to St. Louis game, and that's like, I guess, the rivals of the last XFL.
Yeah.
And you see obviously a fight broke out or whatever.
Yeah.
But the fans had that energy the whole
They
game.
did.
Like I remember I got in, obviously I was like I was a package guy. I got in a game on 4th and 1. You know what I mean?
I remember that.
And obviously, the best receiver, I'm lined up against the best receiver. What's his name? Hakeem Butler. You know what I mean? I'm remembering dudes, but I'm lined up against the best receiver, and it's 4th and 1. And I'm just hearing the crowd like it's so rowdy, whatever. And they throw the fade to him, whatever. It's an incomplete. and the crowd goes crazy. Like that feeling right there, just like
Yeah.
it's just like
Yeah.
you just feel numb.
Yeah.
And inside, like you feel like you're floating on air. You know what I
Man.
mean? So like that atmosphere in DC is just crazy. And like I had a role in this year, and this year obviously I'm going to continue my special teams role and be that special teams guy because
Yeah.
I feel like special teams is so important.
Yeah.
And I obviously want to make that play. I like gritting out a guy on special teams.
Yeah.
And obviously
Sets the tone.
corner. And this year, obviously, I want to take that road, that next step to being shown that I'm a versatile defensive back. Like, you know what I mean? Playing nickel. I play nickel for obviously my entire life I played nickel. And a lot of teams don't give me the opportunity just being as though because of my height. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm 6 foot. So they like, yo, like usually shorter guys play that nickel. But
Yeah.
at corner, I'm a great corner.
Yeah.
But at nickel, I can change the defense. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I
savvy.
can tackle.
Yeah.
I can blitz, you know what I mean, get sacks, you know what I mean? I can cover anybody. So that's the difference maker right there, you know what I
No,
mean?
yeah.
I love being able to freelance stuff like that. So look forward to that this season, you know what I mean? I'm definitely going to be on edge like
Nah,
this
for
whole
real.
entire
Yeah,
season.
Nah, for real.
That's how I make that roster.
I want you to talk about like my bad. Kid.
No, you good, bro. We
I
good.
want you to
Yeah,
talk about
we
that
good.
Philly grit. I want
Yeah.
you to talk about
Yeah.
when you step into a locker room
Mm-hmm.
and they just see that Philly beard, and you see that Philly energy.
Yeah.
Like talk about
The grit.
that energy, that
Yeah.
Philly energy. Well, like what does it do for you when you walk in the locker rooms, bro?
Man, you look, the thing is with the Philly grit is a lot of
talk.
teams don't like it's obviously not a lot of us,
Yeah, yeah,
but you go to a team
yeah,
and you go in that locker room and it's that Philly guy, maybe it's that one guy, and they be like, he from Philly.
yeah,
They know because it's that I talk a lot of trash, but I'm bringing that energy.
yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, a lot of guys, obviously, we got a lot of talent in Philadelphia. Conscious too, that Philadelphia surrounding areas. That's what
Yeah,
makes me
yeah.
so mad
Yeah.
that a lot of guys don't get the opportunity because it just shows you how hard it is to make it out of Philadelphia. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So when we get there, we game changers. In
for
every,
real.
every aspect of life, though, wherever it's
real.
entertainment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You look at the Kevin Harts and the
Nah,
Will
Yeah,
Smiths.
yeah, that's true.
Like, and it's in sports, you know what I mean? Just we in the locker rooms and just being that leader and just having that, like, I don't care who you is or how big you is. That's what we got.
it's that presence.
Like, it's that presence. You know,
Yeah.
like, I know when I'm in Philly, bro, I went to Gratz, bro.
Come on now.
I was 5'9".
Yeah.
I was playing big man. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So I'm playing big man
Yo,
at Gratz. Like,
yeah.
obviously my last year. So I'm guarding, like, Savine, Gutman,
Yeah,
and stuff like
yeah,
that. They
yeah.
backing me down. I'm like, I don't care how big you
Yeah,
are, bro.
for real,
That's all
yo.
I gotta tell you is, like, you know what I mean? They say the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
For real.
Like, so that's the Philly mentality,
That's the
and the Philly
mentality.
grit.
No,
Like,
for real.
and that's the grit that a Philly guy will bring to your team, bring
yeah.
to your environment. Is
Nah,
that
for
Philly
real.
grit? Like, I don't care how big you is, bro.
Yeah.
Like, line it up. Like, you know what I mean? So that's the grit that I bring, and obviously it's a reflection on special teams. Like,
Yeah.
you see, like,
yeah.
I'm a dog on special teams. I'm a dog, and I'm not really going. And the thing is, I don't really talk a lot. Though.
Yeah.
I talk a lot. In the locker room, I'm joking. I'm
Yeah,
big,
yeah.
debating and stuff like that.
But when you get to that
But I'm on the
field, yeah.
field. I don't really talk
Yeah.
too much. Like, I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
really just get out there and perform.
Yeah.
Like, I just get out there and perform, and I'm tossing you off me. I'm
Yeah.
throwing you off me. There's no like walkthroughs and stuff like that. I'm still like I'm getting this look.
effort.
Like,
yeah, effort.
yeah, that's it. That's
And,
literally what it is.
and that's what's going
Take you to that next level.
exactly.
That's what's gonna help you a lot. So
Yeah.
Man, that's tough, man. That's a good feeling.
Yeah.
yeah.
To end the show, we end the show like this all the time,
Yeah.
and we call it the keep going segment.
Right.
And it's basically where you describe a time in your life where you had to pick it all back up, where you had to push through something that hurt you or challenged you, where you had to keep going.
Right.
Talk about it. And you know
put me in the spot.
you know what one I want to hear. I want to hear this one. I think the people ready for this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, obviously I've been through so many situations that's traumatic, and I'm still in therapy trying to obviously get myself right, and obviously with God too. But I think a time that obviously most people know is when I got shot in the head. You know what I mean? That was a significant time, and obviously it was an unfortunate situation. Wrong place, wrong time, with a bunch of family in the car, younger kids or whatever, and I was shot in the head. And as I was shot in the head, I remember driving myself to the hospital, getting a temple. My cousin also was shot multiple times. Keishana, you know what I mean? Blessings that she's still here. She was shot multiple times. And I remember getting to the hospital and she like passing out. And I'm like out of it too as well. I'm saying, take her. Like, take her. You know what I mean? They like, no, come to the back. Obviously, the bullets was lodged in my head. Bullet comes out. And I remember just obviously walking out the hospital and I was just thinking to myself, like, what's next? You know what I mean? I really gotta like I got to figure out what's next. My mom wasn't letting me leave the house. I was weak as hell. And I was talking to my friend, Richard Bryant, Ducky, who I call him. He used to go to church all the time growing up. And I said, bro, like, I need to come to church, bro. Like, I just need to, for some reason, I just feel like I need to come to church. And obviously that was one of the worst moments of my life of being shot. But it was the best thing that ever happened to me because that's when I really found Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? I got saved. I couldn't do much. I didn't have an off season at all, you know what I mean? And I was just working out at the field. I lived at 8th and Fisher. I used to go walk to this dirt field. And my mom's like, you can't go nowhere. I'm like, going to this field here. I used to put Kirk Franklin on every day and it was victory. And it was like, baby, 1, 2, 3, come on, we got victory. And I listened to that every single day, the whole time I'm working out. All I could do was run. I used to be running. And then my sophomore year, and that's the reason why I got to the NFL still to this day. I had the best season of my entire life. I had 3 picks, all of them for pick sixes, you know what I mean? And when I went through that moment, obviously I was so depressed. I was hurt. I was sad. I didn't understand. It was a lot going on. And I remember this thing by James Stockdale, Admiral James Stockdale. He was a Vietnam War vet, you know what I mean? And he was in prison in Vietnam. And he talked about, he never knew, he was obviously being tortured for 7 years he was in there about during the Vietnam War. And he talked about being tortured every time and not knowing ever when to leave. And obviously a lot of people in that prison died with him. He obviously, by the grace of God, survived. And his monster is called the Stockdale Paradox. I remember reading that. And it talked about how did he survive? And he said, a lot of guys that came in there were optimistic. You know what I mean? We're going to get out of here on Christmas. We're going to get out of here on Easter. Obviously, Christmas came around, they ain't getting out of there. Easter coming around, they ain't getting out of there. So they died. Obviously, they died because they was like, I'm never getting out of here. His thing was he always had unwavering faith and realism, not being optimistic. So realism is knowing your situation right now and knowing that, hey, my unwavering faith, I know I'm going to prevail and get out of this. But I'm not going to be optimistic. Realism is I know what's in front of me. It's going to be a hard situation for me to get out of this, but I know I'm going to prevail. And he survived. And I think that's what a lot of guys go through, of being optimistic, and they don't make it out of these situations instead of being realism and being like, you know what, this is my situation right now. Shot in my head. I'm not going to have an all season. What can I do to face these facts? And what can I do to better myself? And the first thing was get close with God and still keep going what I'm doing. Training. A little I can do. Condition, man.
Damn, that's love, bro.
Yeah, so that was a crazy time.
Damn, man.
That was definitely a crazy time.
I feel like I always change when I hear somebody's story.
Yeah.
I never really heard you explain it like that. I never really heard you tell that story like in person.
Yeah.
You're a warrior, bro.
Appreciate that, bro.
Sure.
Yeah.
It just makes me relate to my situation, and it makes me know that shit, man. You think you got it bad, but when you hear somebody that got shot in the head at that, and you still here.
Still here.
Doing big things.
Doing great things, man. And like I said, man, you motivate me, bro. And, you know, I remember one of the first days when I met you, bro, up at Westchester.
Yeah.
Like, when we talked about in the beginning, how we talked about how we're proud of you, man. Like,
Yeah.
I'm proud to call you my brother, man.
Same.
I'm proud to be around you, to get your energy. Shoot, I was down today. I was down this morning. I was down yesterday. But hearing that story, man, it gave me so much life just now.
Thanks.
And I appreciate you for coming on and sharing that. Shoot, man, dang.
Of course, bro. Yeah, definitely. Definitely, like I said, what y'all doing
Yeah.
is amazing, though. Like, podcast and you, like, I always talking to you. Like, you know what I mean? You know how many people you motivate. Like, obviously, we went through the same things, but you the guy that's the vocal, like, the motivation that's needed. When you ain't working out, you ain't in here, and it get a little quiet when you're in around because you're going for the season. I'm like, where's she at? Like, you come back, obviously you bring that, because I don't talk, you know, I just work.
Right, yeah.
But when you come back and you bring that energy, bro, there's a lot of stuff that the kids need, that what you're doing, like, they need this. Like, we go through our situations for them. So that's why, like, that's why I need you, like, to continue doing. Like, these young boys, they need you in the city, bro. Obviously, even not in the city, the suburbs, they need you to be able to understand, like, listen, life is hard.
Yeah.
and you express it the right way.
Yeah.
Life is hard,
Yeah.
but you can get through. Like,
Yeah.
and the way that you like be able to talk, like God gave you that gift to be able to talk and vocalize that. Because I'm not the guy to do that. Like,
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, bro.
God gave you that.
As we always close the show, thank you guys for tuning in. You know, follow us on all platforms, YouTube, Spotify. Follow K-Reds, Relentless Rouse, ShowTime Speaks, FSC Podcast. Listen, this show was amazing. This is what ShowTime Speaks is all about. Continue to walk on this journey. Continue to be with us. And as always, it's always going to be ShowTime Speaks.
Yes, sir. Peace.